Racism is a word not favored by the Bible. Biblically speaking, all men belongs to one race. In the book of Acts chapter 17 verse 26 it says,
And he made from one every nation of men to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their habitation.
You will notice the verse, what was allotted are the boundaries of their habitation. We have territorial boundaries, but we are made from one every nation of men, according to the Bible. We all came from one stock, from one family, and that is recorded in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 20. It says,
And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living.
Eve was the mother of all living. Adam was the father in the flesh of humanity or the human race. We came from one family. Although after the period of thousands of years, there may be physical differences among us caused by so many factors. The environment in which we live in, the abundance of the rays of the sun or the lack of sun's rays determines the color of our skin. Let us read in the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6, it says,
Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept.
The sun contributes to the blackness or to the tan that is in the skin of man. So, in those places where there is abundant sunlight, chances are people are darker than those places where it is not so. So, although we came from one family, we are scattered all throughout the face of the earth. There are factors that causes the physical differences in our being. But according to science, under our skin, looking deeper into our being, we are biological brothers and sisters. A black is a brother of the white, and a white is a brother of the yellow and the red, and so on. Racism is the product of man's pride, greed. It is not from God. It is from the devil. Let us read in the book of 1 John chapter 2, verses 16 to 17.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
If you have noticed, the pride of life is not from God. It is from the world. There are nations whose pride make them believe that they are superior to other nations. There are people who regard themselves as being on the top of the world, and other races are their footstool. It must not be so, because we all came from God, and we must heed to the principles of our Maker. And the principle of the Maker is written in the book of Acts chapter 10, verse 34.
Then Peter opened his mouth and said, "Of a truth I perceive that God is no respecter of persons."
In God, there is no racism. God is not a respecter of persons. He treats all of us equally, and that is biblically speaking.